Chapter 20. There's a boy in the girls' bathroom. Colleen walked into Carla's office. "I just came to tell you I can't talk to you," she said. "Your parents didn't sign the form?" "No, and they won't either. You know what they said? They said it was a waste of money for the school to hire you. They said you should get married and have your own children before you start telling other parents how they should raise theirs." Carla shrugged. "They said if I have any problems, I should talk to them. But when I try to talk to them, they don't listen." She sighed. "Anyway, it doesn't matter. Jeff has lots of other friends now besides Bradley." "8," said Carla with a smile. "So now I can invite Jeff to my birthday party without having to invite Bradley. I can invite one of Jeff's other friends. Andy's nice. I couldn't invite Bradley even if I wanted to, because Melinda is my best friend, except for Lori, and she gave Bradley a black eye." Colleen quickly covered her mouth with her hand, then slowly took it away. "That was supposed to be a secret," she said. "Melinda doesn't want anybody to know." "I never repeat anything anyone tells me," Carla assured her. "Good," said Colleen. "Melinda would kill me. Have you asked Jeff to your party yet?" "No, not yet, but I will. I know he likes me because he always says hello to me when I say hello to him. But then I always get so scared, I never know what to say next. I wish you could help me. Why did my parents say such bad things about you? They don't even know you." "Your parents are just trying to do what's best for you," said Carla. "A lot of people think counselors don't belong in schools." She shrugged. "I guess they're afraid I might fill your head with all kinds of crazy ideas." Chapter 21. "Hello, Bradley," said Carla. "It's a pleasure to see you today. I appreciate your coming to see me." She held out her hand. "I punched myself in the eye," he said as he walked past her. He didn't want her thinking someone else gave it to him. "I'm the only one who can beat me up." "Did it hurt?" she asked. "No," he said, sitting at the round table. "Nobody can hurt me. Not even me." She sat across from him. She was wearing a light blue shirt with yellow mice running all over it. The shirt was the same color as her eyes. The mice were the same color as her hair. "I wanted to hit somebody," he explained as he stared at her shirt. "But if I hit another kid, I would have gotten into trouble. So I hit myself." "Why would you want to hit somebody?" "'Cause I hate him." "Who?" "Everybody." "Is that why you hit yourself?" "Do you hate yourself?" He didn't answer. He thought it was another one of her trick questions. "Do you like yourself?" she asked. He didn't trust that question either. "Maybe the reason you say you don't like anybody else is because you really don't like yourself." "I like myself," he said. "You're the one I don't like." "Tell me some things about yourself that you like." He glared at her. "I like you," she said. "I think you have lots of good qualities, but I want you to tell me things that you like about yourself." "I can't talk anymore," he said. "Why not?" "I'm sick. The doctor said I can't talk. The more I talk, the sicker I get." "That sounds serious." "It is. I've probably said too much already, and it's your fault. I'll probably throw up." Carla nodded. "Don't say another word," she said quietly. "We'll just sit together in silence. Sometimes people can learn a lot about each other just by sitting together in silence." She locked her mouth shut and then opened it to swallow the key. "You're weird," said Bradley. "A lot of people tell me that," she admitted, then put her finger to her lips. They sat together in silence. Bradley shifted in his chair. His eyes darted relentlessly around the room. He put his hands behind his head and leaned back, then brought his hands out in front of him and folded them. Then he unfolded them. He didn't like sitting together in silence. He thought she was probably learning too much about him. "I can probably talk a little bit," he said. "No, I don't want you to get sick," said Carla. "I like you too much. The doctor says I'm supposed to talk a little, just not a lot." "All right, shall we talk about school?" "No, the doctor says if I talk about school, I'll die." Carla frowned. "That's a problem," she said. "See, as part of my job, I'm supposed to help you do better in school, but how can I help you if we can't even talk about it?" Bradley put his fingers to his chin and thought it over. "I know," he said. "Just tell everybody that you tried to help me, but I wouldn't let you. Tell them I was too mean and nasty, that's it. Tell them I said I'd spit on you." "Oh, no, I couldn't say that about you," said Carla. "You're too nice." "They'll believe you," he assured her. "Doesn't matter whether they believe me or not," said Carla. "I'd know it was a lie." So when you tell a lie, the only person you're lying to is yourself." He didn't see anything wrong with that. If you're only lying to yourself and you know it's a lie, then it doesn't matter. "I just wish I knew why a smart kid like you keeps failing." "It's because Mrs. Ebel doesn't like me," said Bradley. "Shh," said Carla. "Don't talk about it." "Well, I can probably talk about school a little bit without dying," he said. "Okay," Carla said hesitatingly, "but as soon as you feel even a little bit like dying, let me know and we'll stop." They talked about school for about 15 minutes before Bradley felt like dying. Carla pointed out that the same questions that were on the test were also on his homework assignments. She suggested that if he did his homework, the test might be easy for him. "The tests are easy," he told her. I could get 100 if I wanted to. I'm the oldest kid in the class. I answer all the questions wrong on purpose." "You want to know what I think?" asked Carla. "I think you would like to get good grades. I think that the only reason you say you want to fail is because you're afraid to try. You're afraid that even if you try, you'll still fail." "I'm not afraid of anything," said Bradley. "I think you're afraid of yourself," said Carla. "But you shouldn't be." I have lots of confidence in you, Bradley. I know you'd do so well if you only try. I can help you. We'll help each other. We can try together. It was then that he told her he couldn't talk about school anymore, or else he'd die. She thanked him for talking about it as much as he had. You were very brave, she said. She suggested for the next meeting he make a list of topics to discuss, so that they wouldn't have to run the risk of talking about school again. Is that homework, he asked. Oh no, she assured him. You don't even have to put your name at the top. Good, said Bradley. He was glad it wasn't homework. It was time to return to class. Thank you for sharing so much with me today, Carla said to him. I enjoyed your visit very much. He held out her hand. He stuck his hands in his pockets and walked out of her office. Chapter 22. All week, Bradley worked on his list of topics he'd like to discuss with Carla. It's not homework, he kept telling himself. In fact, it's the opposite of homework, because if I think of some good topics, then we won't have to talk about homework. He didn't scribble during class. He listened closely to what Mrs. Ebel and the other kids said in order to get ideas for his list. He took it with him wherever he went. At recess, he kept his eyes and ears open, constantly on the lookout for a new topic. The other kids were meaner to him than they'd ever been before. They were no longer afraid of him. They'd called him names, but when he didn't do anything about it, they called him more names. A fourth-grade boy who wanted to show off to his friends ran up to him and said, You're not even human. You're a monster. You're a monster from outer space. The boy ran away, but Bradley didn't chase him. He added 3 new topics to his list: humans, monsters, and outer space. Monday was Halloween. Most of the kids brought costumes, which they were allowed to put on at lunch. Bradley, one of Jeff's friends, didn't bring a costume, so he borrowed a black magic marker from Mrs. Ebel and colored a circle around one eye. When he came back from lunch, he told everybody he was a Bradley Chalkers. While everyone laughed, Bradley busily worked on his list. It covered both sides of 3 sheets of paper. Number 1, trees that lose their leaves, and I'm going to read the list. They're all numbered, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm just going to read it down. Trees that lose their leaves, gold stars, chalk, tape. Are chickens really afraid? Why people laugh? What does it feel like to be shot in the leg? Pencils, pencil sharpeners, accidents, coffee. Military school, canes. Basketball, friends, enemies, hopscotch, dodgeball. 4 square, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more. Less, nothing at all. What's it like to be in jail? Good boys, bad boys. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Have you ever been to the White House? Who shot my father? Why did he get away? Peanut butter and jelly. Gold stars, black eyes, fighting, girls with big mouths. What's it like inside a girl's bathroom? Saying hello, reflexes, hate. When will I be able to grow a beard? Things that smell bad, things you like about yourself, things you don't like about yourself, things nobody likes about yourself, things you don't like about anybody else. Gold stars. Does my head look like a chili bowl? Closets, hiding places, dreaming bad dreams. I wish I could fly. Kids with glasses, glasses you drink from. Why people like some people and hate other people. Breaking things. I wish I was invisible. Crybabies. What happens to you when you grow old? Humans, monsters, outer space. Why is Halloween a holiday? Pirates, princesses, ghosts. What happens when you die? What if you were never born? Can someone else be you? Can you be someone else? If I was someone else, I wouldn't make fun of me. Magic and markers. He had 81 things on his list. He didn't go trick-or-treating that evening, though Ronnie and Bartholomew did. The other animals gave them lots of candy. I'm making a list of topics to talk about with my counselor, he told them. Do you have any ideas? How about rabbits, suggested Ronnie. That's a good one, said Bradley. He added rabbits to his list. Bears, said Bartholomew. That's good, too. Claudia barged into his room. Bradley quickly shoved his list under the pillow on his bed. How about what Dad's going to do to you when he finds out you're flunking, she asked. That's a good topic. What are you talking about, asked Bradley. The list. What list? Oh, I don't know, said Claudia. She slowly wandered toward the bed, then lunged for the pillow. Bradley dived for it too, but Claudia beat him. She held the list above her head and read it. As she looked at each new page, she cracked up laughing. What's so funny, he demanded. Your list. What's wrong with it? This isn't the kind of stuff you talk about with a counselor. How do you know? Chalk? Asked Claudia. What can you say about chalk? A lot, he insisted. Claudia laughed. 1 potato, 2 potato? Your counselor's going to be mad when she sees this. Give it to me. Yes, she answered, as if he had asked a question. Yes, what? Yes, your head looks like a chili bowl, she laughed. Shut up! Who shot my father? Read Claudia. How's she going to know that? Bradley shrugged. Claudia gave him back the list. You wrote Gold Star 3 times, she said, shaking her head. Bradley grabbed it from her hand and looked at what he'd written. That's the stupidest list I've ever seen, said Claudia. Your counselor's not going to want to talk about anything on that list. You don't know her, he replied. She'll talk about anything I want to talk about. She listens to me. She likes me. No, she doesn't, scoffed Claudia. That's just her job. She walked out of the room laughing. Bradley watched her go. Then he added 2 new topics to the list, sisters and jobs. Tears filled his eyes as he tried to think of another topic. He crossed off 2 of the gold stars, then crumpled the list into a ball and threw it in the trash basket. I want you to turn and talk about why you think Bradley was so sad and what you think is, make a prediction about what's going to happen.